Hello everyone, and this week's book review is actually a graphic novel continuing on with Preacher Volume 3, released on January 28th, 2014. That's actually the release date of when this Vertigo published this kind of book. The series is actually ongoing in the 90s, so just to clarify that. It's 352 pages long, but a lot of that is like illustrations and in-betweens and things like that. And there's about 9 chapters, 9 issues in this one. Now, what makes this one interesting, I'm not going to go into the whole like premise. Watch my book 1 and book 2 reviews. Also, I can avoid some spoilers that way. But to make a long story short, what makes this one interesting is a good chunk, especially the first part of these first chapters, provide a little bit of a backstory of this guy, the Saint of Killers, which he was this presence in the first 2 books. He would show up periodically here and there, and he had this a lot of mystery to him. He's obviously a very Saint of Killers, so you can imagine he's a merciless killer, let's just put it that way. And they alluded to the fact that he's got some paranormal aspect about him because he was basically summoned by some angels to go hunt down the main character, Jessie Custer, whatever. Anyway, and they show that like bullets don't affect him, so it's like, okay, what's this guy's deal? So then you get the answers to a lot of these questions at the beginning of this volume, this book. And you see the depths of like his cold-heartedness and his hatred, and you know, he's not really this like outspoken, super like crazy character. Like, you know, I wouldn't relate him to like the Joker from Batman. He's more of a quiet, like ominous, vicious presence that like he doesn't even say too much, really. He speaks, but he doesn't speak a lot. And when he does, it's like you pay attention to those parts, right? So you get a lot of that backstory for him. Also, you get a little bit more of Cassidy, the vampire side, like the Jessie and Tulip's friend. Cassidy is a vampire, which has been established early on, but you get more of his backstory. You see how he's conflicted as a character because he knows he's immortal, and he's kind of has this carefree, nonchalant attitude about things, but he forgets his friends are mortal, so it leads to like the consequences of his decisions, and like he starts to develop and grow and realize like, you know, my actions are affecting people. So I really like that. In terms of progressing the story forward, like the overarching story, that really doesn't happen in book 3 much, but a lot of premise is set, a lot of backstory is established, so I'm assuming book 4 is going to kind of carry on from all these premises, I guess, that were established in this one. As usual, the artwork is good. I'm scared to open this book for sake of like if there's like a graphic. Okay, that's good. Like these are what I like. These like, this is Cassidy, right? These like in between chapters, they have like a full page artwork, and they usually have one quote from it, from that chapter in the beginning, and it's kind of like when you read it, it's out of context, so you're like, oh, what are they talking about here? And then you like kind of entices you to read further. So yeah, good job. I don't know if I mentioned the author and the artists, Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. Sorry if I forgot to mention that. Great series. I'm looking forward to reading the last 3. So yeah, check that out if you're into graphic novels. I believe there's a show going on. I don't know if they're related at all or how accurate they are. I'm scared to check that out. Anyways, check out the graphic novel Preacher. This is book 3. Definitely obviously start from book 1, and let me know what you guys think if you do read them in the comments. Take care.